The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
Come to you from underneath a peach blossom. It's time for an episode of BeAuSm. Find positivity throughout your life and work. Just like our mascot rooster, Steve the Jerk.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the BeAuSm podcast. This has been a very active day. We just finished recording the audible version of the book, which is exciting. And we have a guest today who I got to meet, a month or two ago, a couple months ago. Yeah. If you listen to the episodes and you listen during COVID, all of my episodes were around my town of Easton, Massachusetts, which is in the South Shore, Massachusetts. It's a pretty amazing community. We have a lot of green space. We've got a lot of history, pointed shovel. The inventor of the chocolate chip cookie, she lived in Easton, so you're welcome. But one of the cool things that we have in town, which my family has taken advantage of over the course of both our boys growing up, is a place called Shep Pasture. And a couple months ago, I went in because I was having some technical difficulties of registering our youngest for camp, and I met their new executive director,
That's right.
Jenn Smith. So welcome to the podcast, first and foremost. Not your first podcast.
Not my first podcast rodeo,
okay.
No.
All right, so you're a seasoned veteran with all of this, and you brought your manager with you.
Yes.
So this is a first. We've never had production managers that come in with my guests. So she's 7.
She's 7, and she has a stacked resume.
Yeah, well, that happens. That's great. That's most 7-year-olds do, with at least according to them.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about Shep Pasture, the space, and then what I got to see, which was the 2 cows. How are they doing?
They're so good. Charlie and Bucky are the best. Well, for those of you who don't know about the Shep Pasture, which is really a nickname, but the official name of our organization is the Natural Resources Trust of Easton, and this was formulated back in 1967. What we know as our campus today, which is about 140 acres, which houses 14 walking trails, a lot of historic buildings. It was gifted in the form of a trust. Elise Ames Parker grew up on that property, and on the day of her passing, decided to leave this amazing grounds in a trust form and let it be a community space for all to enjoy. And really, the mission of the Natural Resources Trust of Easton, the NRT, is to really serve out the mission of conservation, the joy of nature, and we do that also through a big piece of environmental programming. So for the last 30 years, we've done school programming and offered vacation programming, public programming, hikes for all to enjoy for a very long while. We've had many different directors, a really great staff, and we've recently started to acquire new animals and do a kind of a fresh take. So Charlie and Bucky are an example of what that is. So Charlie and Bucky are 2 Highland calves.
Yep.
And they are the celebrities.
Little cows.
They're little babes.
Yeah.
They're little. I had to bottle feed them.
Yeah.
I haven't bottle fed anything, since 87 now, so 7 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're
And you've got
cute.
chickens. The chickens, they've been there forever.
We have chickens, and we actually just got 3 pheasants. 3
Okay.
Lady Amherst pheasants. We have.
Are they going to be free range, or are they going to be
in the pen? It
Okay.
keeps them safe because of predators, so
Yeah.
we don't want any carnage happening on the campus if we can avoid
How are the
it.
cows with predators? Like they're kind of small. Like, will they keep?
The only predators we worry about are Stonehill College students that may want to hop a fence and maybe hang out with a cow or do
ride
this.
the cows.
But other than that, they're good.
Yeah,
they're good. And we have two rams and 1 sheep.
Yeah.
And her name is 13. She's on the older side.
Yeah.
And we have 1. That's it.
And are there more animals in the making? Like, is this
Yes.
and do you guys have like a wall map that's like putting the family tree of what we're gonna.
Yeah, we do. I mean, so
that was a joke, but okay.
we do. We have like a Venn diagram of all the things, how they're gonna like fit in.
Yeah.
But we have our cows, and once we're gonna be building a brand new barn, once we move our cows over to the barn, then we can really rip open our capacity of taking in more animals.
Yeah. And where do you get them? Do you mean?
It really depends. Although
Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, you can get a really good deal. You can get a good deal.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we could probably rescue a few animals, but there are a lot of really great local individuals who are really big into farming. I've been talking with the Grant family, Ryan Grant. He does a lot of he's the one who actually gave us our pheasants, and he's got access to a lot of really cool animals.
Yeah, I was thinking about that because I don't know what it is right now or if I'm just paying more attention, but there are a ton of surrendered livestock. People that are specifically hoarding. There was just one that had like 117 goats and
that's too many goats,
all sorts of animals in their property, and they were surrendered to what's the name of the place that they surrender them to? It's like an MSPCA, but it's for
large
livestock, for larger livestock, because there's a lot of it out there, and it just seems like Sheep Pasture would be a great place for them to call home. Because we've had pigs there, we've had
peacocks, turkey.
Yep, ducks. There were rabbits at one point in the barn.
Yes.
And there was what else was there? There was a big cow.
That was Simba.
Yeah.
That was Simba.
I'm not going to ask.
Well, I had the opportunity to maybe get two peacocks this week, but I was turned down because they're apparently very loud and extremely disruptive.
They're disruptive, I don't know, but they're loud.
Well, disruptive in the sense of we have a few tenants that live on the NRT property, and they're not quiet. So it is disruptive, and I guess their cries sound like help. So people would call Louis, who is our longtime animal steward, saying someone's yelling help. Someone's in trouble, and it was really just the peacocks. Yeah,
and you'd want to let them be free. I don't think you'd have a space like a caged-in space big enough. There's a park in Austin that has free-range peacocks. Yeah, and we toured it. Went and walked around last year, and they literally sit up on the roof, and they just make all sorts of. They're beautiful.
They are,
but they are they're loud. They're louder than guinea hens.
Yes.
That'd be cool if you had guinea hens walking the property. That's what my thing. I think you should. My personal opinion: get like 100 guinea hens and just have them walk the property, because it probably freak a bunch of people out. But they eat all the bugs.
They do, but again, we have a lot. We have the predator thing. But my parents used to have a pair of guinea hens that would walk around their house every night at the same time. We called them Merv and Ethel. Yeah, and they took their nightly walk. They are beautiful.
They do a fairly good. They're not smart. So
sometimes pretty things are just not
like
smart.
They've got one of the most beautiful bodies to a bird that you could ask for. I mean, that's just like, they're just really cool looking, but they have these goofy looking small heads, and they eat 2.5 times their body weight every day.
Sometimes I do that too.
And
very relatable.
But they're just not very smart at all. So we had one that they could very easily avoid predators, and it just flew right into the, like, it was in a fenced-in area, and a coyote was running around the pen, and it was perfectly safe inside. Instead, it just flew out and flew into the house, like flew into the wall of the house, and then landed on the ground. And Igor, which is what we call all of them, they were just a bunch of Igors. He disappeared. He was no longer to be seen. He flew away somewhere.
It's natural selection.
That's what you call it. But they're cool.
Yeah.
And they'd be cool to just see walking around randomly, just picking up, like I say, picking up the bugs. So how did you get there? Like, because we were just talking before, you worked at Haynes. We just found that out. You were at Haynes when I did my first speaking gig there for BeAuSm. Before that, you worked at Will Work, Small World. So very much construction focused. Now you're in sustainable, conservative
nonprofit work.
Yeah, and nonprofit, right? Yeah. Fundraising. Yeah.
It's a weird trajectory. I was a preschool teacher for many years. When I moved to Easton, that was my main profession. I loved it. And when I was ready to, my 2 older boys were starting to get older. I wanted to maybe venture into something a little different. a friend of mine who was a neighbor at the time said, oh, we need some help over at Woolwork. They travel, they do a lot of, business shows. So I did that for a while. And then the two current owners, the Haynes brothers, Mike and Brian, I met them through my boys. They were baseball coaches. And they said, hey, you know what? Why don't you come on over and try this out? And I loved construction. I used to make the joke many times, I still make it today, that being like a preschool teacher and being in construction is the same. It's just building blocks and just bigger tantrums. Yeah. It's the same premise, and problem solving and people oriented. But during my time in the construction industry, which I was there for quite a while, I really became passionate about workplace diversity, equitable opportunities, empowering especially young women in that field. And so a lot of my side work, a lot of my passions were doing a lot of work with organizations, working with technical schools, finding mentors, supporting, uplifting. And so that became at one point more meaningful than the work I was doing. And so I started to maybe lean into the idea of doing something in a nonprofit space full time. And at that time, my very good friend, Makiba McCreary, had moved on from the MFA in Boston to run an organization called the New Commonwealth Fund, which is a racial equity social justice fund. Okay. And so I hopped aboard, and I worked there for many years, about a year and a half as the COO. And it was a really wonderful experience, and but a really long commute. So for any working parent, knowing that balance, it was. So
you're going into Boston every day.
I was going into Boston every day, right into Roxbury, and so this opportunity at the NRT kind of opened itself up, and I knew the president of the board. I said, hey, what about this opportunity? Do you have someone pegged for it? He's like, really, Jen, we need someone with like education, construction, nonprofit experience. Like, I don't know if you're interested. And I was like, oh, I think I might try out for it. Yeah. So in hindsight, all of the crazy things that I've done over the last few years really kind of formulated into being a really great fit. But I love the NRT. The NRT is what made me want to move to Easton many years ago. So this is a good first full circle moment.
And so how long have you been there?
I've been there since October. So not even, just shy under a year.
So, yeah. And so, a year is not long in career. It's a long time, and I guess life is 9 months. A lot of stuff happens, right?
It's been a busy 9 months.
Did you start before or after the Harvest Fest?
I hadn't started yet. I hadn't started yet.
So it was your first event?
Yes.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. And then the camps and the school programs. What are some new things that what was your biggest surprise from outside looking in? Like you said, it was you moved here. One of the reasons why you moved here was that. What was something that was like a surprise to you about it, or something that you didn't expect? And then what do you think some of your greatest wins are so far? Because you've done a number of things in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
The cows, that was something that you put together? Was that already in the making?
But I think that was something that was a vision of the board prior to my coming to the NRT. And so, but it was something that was vocalized and communicated, like, hey, Jen, like, we really want cows. Can you make this happen? And
you've had to handle the fundraising effort for the barn.
Yes.
I was trying to understand. You're raising money for a barn, because I saw the cows and I'm like, yeah, let me see how I can support this whole thing. And you're like, oh, we're having a barn dance or something. I was like, well, that sounds like fun. Have a good time.
It's like, I don't do that dozy dough. Yeah. I think the thing that surprised me the most, but which is a pleasant surprise, is how rich in history the NRT is. Because it's been around for so long, but also because Elise Ames Parker was there all of her life. I mean, there are journals she kept about the gardens from like 1924, and maps and the history of the NRT just kind of always unfolds in such a really special way. That's a great surprise to me. The things that I'm really the most proud of, aside from being able to be there in this role and working with the team that I have, is they're really great people. And a lot of people, I have Jean Crandall and Louis Hain that have been there for almost 25, 30 years for each of them.
Oh, yeah, Jean's awesome.
They have a lot of great historical knowledge, and they really help that big machine go, and they've been doing it for many years. But the thing that I'm really proud of, because I'm such a people person, is a lot of the community outreach that I think has been done, that really the NRT has kind of been dormant in that lane for a long time. So we're making a lot of outreach to the museum, the library, working with
You're doing ECAT
with
Day,
ECAT.
right? So yeah, the advocacy, the ECAT,
just
the
the
ECAT
outreach
Day,
and
which
partnership
is
is really, I'm proud.
cool. Yeah.
And getting new animals, getting things done that I think haven't been done in a long time in a new way. The way that we operate as an internal, like our internal infrastructure, getting things like QuickBooks, getting a .org email, new logo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that? That's a new logo.
It's a new pretty logo.
Oh.
Our marketing, our website, just
Yeah.
a refresh, just a big refresh.
The
2.0.
the new place for people to log in and register their names and put their kid for camp.
That's
and
right. If you can
you do
remember
your-
and do it on time, and do it on time.
Well, I mean, I think
Not
that's
like me.
I think that speaks volumes as far as you as an executive director, because your program director should be in camp right now, and she got put on a wait list.
That's correct. Listen, I think don't do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
I'm human.
Well, that's impressive.
I think the hot messness of my aura can be relatable in many levels.
Yeah. Well, let's touch on the camp, because that's
it's good stuff.
You've obviously booked.
Yeah.
So that's 8 weeks over the summer.
Yep. It's been 8 weeks. We've been doing it for so many years. We have our staff. We have Nathan, who is the education director. We have our 2 full-time environmental educators, Hannah and Jess, who are awesome. It's just a lot of high energy, really knowledgeable about science and nature and how to approach things with kids to make them really interesting and fun. And then usually in the summertime, we'll hire outside staff, just like part-time counselors. We have a returning counselor this year. Her name is Kayla. She's studying to be a school librarian, but also loves kids. And so we have like a CIT program. So for some of the older kids who've been doing the camp, they come back.
Counselor and training.
And every week is a different theme, and it's a mix of adventure camp, science camp, just art.
Recyclable fashion show.
The Trashin' Show.
The Trashin' Show.
The Trashin' Show.
I mean, honestly, I was like, what are they doing?
Like, where do you think?
Yeah,
like, where do they come up with this stuff? It's good.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Amy's like, what do we bring for recycled materials? I'm like, bring recycled materials. Bring a box.
You could bring cans.
Bring liquid death water in an aluminum can. Yeah.
Liquid death water cans.
Yeah. Build a belt out of it.
The other day I was walking up the trail. I always try to pop in because I miss not doing sometimes the kids stuff. So I'll travel, and they were all on the little footbridge by Old Bridge Path, and they were all catching snails. They had their shoes off, their feet in the water, and catching snails. Like, that's getting kids out to enjoy nature without a screen, without purpose other than just enjoying it, is really special. I don't think we often allow ourselves to do that. So it's a good time.
Yeah, no, it definitely, you see, I drove Chance over there this morning, and he was like chomping at the bit because everybody was out in the little
doing the games.
field doing the games. And he's like, Papa, we gotta go. And I'm like, there wasn't a rush 15 minutes ago. Where's the rush now? He's like, I want to get in before the game's over. And I was like, well, all right, there you go. There's the enthusiasm. There's the excitement. Get going. And so, and they put a full day's work in. I mean, they definitely are getting out and exercising and moving and learning about nature and different things. A curious question. Adam and I were talking about this earlier. Is there any thought? I know that there is the community gardens over by Morrow Hall. Has there ever been any thought in actually making it, like, is it possible to make it some form of a working farm to help educate kids even further in growing produce or pumpkins or something? I mean, because it's across the street. Langwater's I think that's Langwater that's got all the land across the street that they're growing stuff, right?
Well, down the road, and actually, Stonehill has a farm as well, a working farm.
Where's that?
Stonehill it's adjacent. So if you are at our community gardens, directly to the right is where the facilities and all the farms. And actually, there's a new female farmer who is leading that entire operation for Stonehill.
Over by the solar panels?
Yeah, I think her name is Laura Mooney. She was a professor of agriculture at Stonehill and then took this job on. So I actually reached out to her in the hopes to learn and collaborate and understand how maybe we can partner. So again, just with that lens of, here's some good work that's being done, and I love that we have a big bigwig female farmer right next to us, and how we can partner and run programming that we can kind of elevate what we're doing with our gardens.
Yeah, no, I just think it'd be cool. I think that that was just one of the things.
I think they did have a garden. The NRT, for the first time in a long time, we actually have a plot in the community gardens for the summer campers. So we are doing some of it this summer.
See that?
I'm already on it.
You're already there. You got it. It's already in. Just be quiet, Joe. You and Adam go back to reading books.
Just keep being awesome.
Yeah. What year was the mansion fire? You said 1924 was when she passed away.
No, she passed. No, that was the journal that she kept.
Oh, okay.
It was noted. I don't know when the mansion fire was. Ooh, you got me. Who's got Google? Oh, there we go.
I got it right here. That's why I got my computer.
She passed in. It had to have been in the late 1960s.
Okay.
Because that's when the trust was formulated.
Yeah. Let's see. That's 2025. We don't want that one.
My assistant is climbing the walls.
Yeah.
If you can hear that.
I gotta figure out what my search engine, what my search is gonna do. Maybe I have to chat GPT this thing. 1893. Thank you, Reddit.
Big mansion fire. You know what we did?
Yeah.
There's the footbridge, the bridge that we have off of one of our paths, was engineered so that a fire truck could actually drive through it and drive over it in the event.
The
that
one
there
down
was a
by the
major
potato
fire.
cellar.
Yes.
Yeah. I've noticed that the space underneath the gates of the potato cellar have gotten.
They also had predators.
Oh, it's not kids going in there.
That's Stonehill College predators.
Yeah,
Sorry, if it's not Stonehill College, sorry, that's not a bad rap. Just
Yeah.
anyone looking for a place to hang out that probably shouldn't be there. Like it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? And hopefully they're not at the NRT cellar.
Yeah.
So it is gated. It's still there to show like.
I don't think it was gated when we were kids.
Probably not. Maybe it's. Are you the reason why it's gated?
It might be. Yeah, it might be. Yeah, was it? Well, we went down there. It was June 19th. I can remember it was the date that was because there was a Juneteenth get together in the. I don't even know what you call that. The covered pavilion.
Oh yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And so we walked down there because Chance wanted to show us the water, and I was like, man. I could probably fit under that thing. Somebody's dug out pretty good because it used to be yeah. So
And
there's
there's
actually
a really cool. There's a really cool potting garden shed on the rhododendron trail, like a nice old building.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that doesn't look like something I would want to go into. It's like creepy. The potato sellers are kind of creepy too.
It could be a scene for a movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The potato cellar, for those of you that don't know, is it's basically just a cave. It's like a dugout space that stays. It's cool even in the hottest of days, just underground, and it's on the property. But there was a. So it was built in 1893, 1894 as a country home of Oliver Ames II and his wife Elise Seated. By early 1890s land purchase. Frederick Law Olmsted, famed landscape architect, designed the grounds. The estate featured a horseshoe driveway, terraces, a diverse plant palette. The house the foundation is still there, and it is the foundation is massive. So this place was huge.
It was a very large estate, and they had the gatehouse, which is still present now. That's the building that it's like a house that you see on Main Street. That was the gatehouse.
Yeah. And it says, I don't know if they get the right estate here or not, because this one says that it was remained in the Ames family until Lisa Ames Parker's death in 1945. The vacant mansion was vandalized and demolished in 1946. Yeah. No, there was a fire there.
Maybe
that one was fire. There was a fire here. Maybe I was talking about a different mansion. There's a lot of mansions, a lot of Easton mansions.
It's a lot of Ames.
1852 was the fire.
Oh.
Period when Ames shaped Easton through industrial innovation, architecture, and philanthropy from shovel works. Established post-1852 fire to public buildings.
Now, how did you know there was a fire? How did you learn about the NRT? Like, what was that present like for you? Like, what was your experience for school programming for the NRT when you were younger, growing up in Easton?
Middle school used to be on Lincoln Street.
Yep.
And I believe we walked to Shep Pasture. And Mr. Hill, who was my 6th grade teacher, was like a town historian. And so they walked us around and told us about, what the property was. Stonehill College was originally one of the Ames airport, was an airport originally until that Ames flew into Blue Hills, and then that turned into Stonehill College.
Okay.
And I don't know if any of it's true or not because I didn't read a book. I just listened to teachers tell me the stuff, and my ADD kind of trailed in and out. So it could have not been an airport. It could have been a train station for all I know, but that's what I was told. It was? Yeah. Okay,
really?
There I am. I'm right. So then the mansion was a fire.
That I don't know.
I'm telling you, I know it was a fire. I know. I don't care. ChatGPT is wrong. I found its first mistake. I'm gonna rechange my question. Sheep pasture. This is great that we have AI to help us be wrong. NRT.
And did you go every year for a field trip at the NRT?
No, we only went once or twice. But as kids, we went there all the time. We rode our bikes. We were around. There was people there that worked there that were always telling us something, whether it was, something in the field, the animals that were there.
It was probably Louis.
Could have been. Been there forever?
Yeah.
Yeah, could have been. I mean, that was just it's always been a cool place.
Yeah.
Wow, maybe it wasn't a fire. Now this is really making me question what I know that we were told it was a fire in school at one point, but it says it was not burned down, but it was vacant and vandalized after 1945. I've been living a lie. I've been living an absolute lie.
I feel guilt, but I also feel we're getting to the bottom of this.
There was a fire someplace in Easton. Something burned, and I don't know what it was, but it was apparently not this house.
Well, I'm sure.
Have you ever heard that, Adam? You've probably heard that.
Fires were so common back then, though.
Factory caught on fire.
Yeah.
The factory.
When it moved to here.
I'm so good at making stuff up.
Across the other side.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's great. I also think I might have told somebody that the Ames, Iowa was named after Governor Ames because that's where the Golden Spike was laid and the East and the West Railroad was connected. It's only off by 1,500 miles, but that's not a big deal.
Neither here nor there.
Yeah, it was like Colorado where that would happen, but I'm not even close to it.
I like to ask everyone's experience of the NRT. I didn't grow up in Easton. Because there, obviously, as I'm kind of onboarding of all the historical knowledge and all the things that we used to do, still do, things that have fallen off, kind of by way of just rituals and traditions. There's a good friend of mine, Janine Foy Verducci. Yep. She was telling me that she remembered where there was something that would happen at the end of a year where the parents would cook. This is when the carriage house had a full working kitchen, but the parents would cook a spaghetti dinner, and I don't know if it was like for 8th grade. And they would cook a dinner for all their kids, and then they would walk through like candles and like have this like spaghetti dinner celebration.
That's Northeastern. I live in Southeastern. We don't go to the carriage house. Oh, it's a cool place. Went there after 21. Hang out in the basement for the Buckley band. Story for another day. I don't think I ever did the spaghetti dinner, but no, the sheep pasture. I want to say we did in the 6th grade, and it was just 1 year. We did Borderland, so we did the mansion tour. There's so many that's the thing that I think is that I like seeing the things that you're doing, the why with Waterwise, which is every 1st or 2nd grader in the town learns basic swimming, and how to try to stay above water and everything else, and that's not something that happens in every community. And I think that I asked about the growing of produce and pumpkins or corn or native corn to make decorations or something. That's one of the things that I think all towns needed to help with is getting kids to remember and understand where food comes from. And we're very lucky. Like if you go to, I think it's Ward 6 in Washington, D.C., did some work with a hockey rink, the only full-size hockey rink, DuPont Ice Arena. It's a food desert. It's like the middle of a big city, and there's no food for miles, no sources of food. And so they built a garden, and they grow produce, and they have a produce stand out on the corner on the weekends to help provide and help educate people where food comes from. And I think that's something that's definitely missing, and that I think a lot of us take for granted because we can just go. I mean, when we were growing up in this town, first of all, when we were growing up, there was no grocery stores, none. So then Shaw's came in the early 90s. Now we've got Big Y, Roach Brothers, Target. We've got all these food sources that people kind of get away from actually seeing the work that's involved to grow it. This is old. It's 10 years old. So, but my oldest was in the first grade at center school, and they did a pumpkin growing contest. And I ended up having to paddle a giant pumpkin down a river a couple times. But I thought it was really cool because you watch these kids who have no idea how to grow a pumpkin. They just go to a store and get it, and all of a sudden they're growing a 46-pound giant pumpkin. They're like proud about it. So, but those types of programs, like the outdoor programs, the programs like just taking a tour and hearing about how a mansion burned down and it really was just vacant and got tore down years after, and just crushed all my dreams and hopes of what I thought I knew I was talking about. But learning about, all the different types of birds. How many different types of birds are in NRT? Because there's
at least we have Carl, who is the animal that has been with the NRT the longest. He's a ringneck dove. He's like the oldest animal with the NRT.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah, we have like 4 different kinds.
Yeah.
Soon to be more. We have turkins. So for those who visit the NRT, they're the birds that look like they have turkey heads and chicken and chicken bodies. Yeah. Turkins, regular we have turkins, pheasants, hens. But
like walking around, like flying in the
like
property.
Birds.
Oh yeah, no. So when I was at the vacant burned down mansion foundation, I was sitting there one day and this guy comes over and he's got binoculars and all this stuff and he's got a book and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, do you know how many different species of birds are here? I was like, no, because you can hear them. But they hide in the tall grass or whatever they're doing, and he's like, oh, look at this. This is a spotted whatever. And I was like, great. I was just here for some quiet time, but you just go ahead and keep talking to me about the different types of birds. But everything, you've got hawks, you've got, I don't know what other birds.
Cardinals,
blue jays and everything else. Like there's a lot of different.
I want to start doing programming for kids, but also for adults, for people who beekeeping and bird watching, watercolors. Not yet, but
so you're gonna you guys gonna jar honey.
Yeah, there's a friend, the director of a daycare that I worked at in Boston for many years. She retired and became a beekeeper. She came and did a program at the NRT just a few months ago. It was one of our most popular programs that we've done. It's interesting, and I love that viewpoint of, we forget where food comes from and how we used to source it many years ago. People had root cellars because they would grow and harvest and to save it and store it and supply it for months in the future. Right. I was actually, and we have hens that lay eggs. We have eggs for sale at the NRT. And I was asking Jaquay, who's one of our animal stewards, I'm like, how long are eggs good for once they're laid? She's like, oh, I think it's like 2 months. And it seemed crazy because if you go to the grocery store,
it's like 2 weeks
because they travel. They're not fresh eggs that you're buying. Essentially, a freshly laid egg that you can eat can last without being refrigerated for almost 2 months. With refrigerated being a little bit longer, but 2 months. And when you think about that, just like that layman's perspective of, if I go to the grocery store, it gives you a 2-week expiration because it's been packed on a truck and it's been schlepped across country, and by the time it gets to you, it's almost 2 weeks to expire.
Wow. Yeah.
It's just even that lens is crazy.
I just go by suggested dates.
It is a suggestion.
But now that's kind of bad because it's probably 2 months old and on borrowed time. Realistically on borrowed time. So our oldest, who's 18, we would bring the sheep pasture almost every day. And so then we ended up we're the furthest house away from sheep pasture that you could be in this entire town. Legitimately, there's nobody further away. There's one person, the DeCenzos. That's the only people further away than we are. They like hold tight right at the border of the town. So, but we used to go like just about every day with Danny, and we'd go and look at the animals and hang out and walk the grounds there. And we're like, we live in the woods. We could probably have like a little south side sheep pasture. So we ended up with goats and chickens and guinea hens and roosters and all sorts of stuff. Our chickens have never. We got like a chicken condo.
Oh, high style.
Yeah, it like holds like 30 chickens, and we've never had more than like 8. So they had all sorts of space in there, and little nesting pods and everything else. Probably had some relaxing music for them to lay their eggs in there. They never laid eggs in the.
They never laid eggs.
They laid eggs, but not. We'd find just piles of like 50 eggs in a makeshift nest in the woods or something. They sure showed you. We never ate a single egg.
What?
Yeah, never. Nope. And the guinea hens lay little eggs. Yeah. They would lay eggs in the barn, but I was a little uneasy about those. Those are just different eggs. I just
Yeah,
wasn't sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
get that. I don't know if I would make an omelet with a
No.
guinea hen egg.
So do you guys collect the eggs?
We do.
And you
And
sell
we sell them. Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yes. You have
Wow.
to be a member if you want to
think
be
I'm a
eligible. I think you are. Yeah, because if you'd like to attend, if you'd like to sign up your kids for camp. So again, like
So where do you sell the eggs?
in the main office. Come on down.
So people come down every day and they just buy eggs?
It's not an exact science. Like it's not like a grocery store where we just always have eggs at the ready.
Yeah.
But pop into the office and ask if we've got eggs, and you can
they
get
got a 2-month
eggs.
shelf
We
life.
pack them up. Yeah.
Wow. I didn't even know that.
See,
How much are they?
$5.
It's a steal. It's a steal, and
They're very popular.
I'm amazed.
It's a whole side operation. It's a
Yeah.
whole side operation.
Well, I mean, what do you have, like 50 chickens?
I don't think, maybe just shy.
Yeah, so if they're all laying eggs, then that's 4 dozen a day, give or take, at best.
Mm-hmm.
That's people don't realize that they only lay 1 egg a day. Like a really good producing chicken might do 2, but that's not every day.
No.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
$5.
Yeah, so I'm trying to, again, like the whole the nonprofit piece, like people I think sometimes make assumptions about the NRT and where we get our funding from, but it is essentially it's a nonprofit, and our programming works to sustain us. Our fundraising, like the Harvest Fair, which is probably one of the most notable event that we do, is one of our biggest generators of fundraising.
Yeah.
The barn dance we just kind of came up with because I just like a good time. I
How
thought it
did
was
that
something
go?
fun. It was great. We sold out our tickets that we wanted. We had a great band.
Yeah.
It was fun to use the barn in a different way that we haven't used it before. We had a beer garden out to the right, a live band. We gave hay rides all around. It was a really great night. So I think we're gonna keep it going. Our camps, our memberships, they all kind of help sustain us.
Do you still rent the barn for like
We don't
birthday
rent the
parties
barn.
and stuff?
We don't rent the barn, but we do rent the carriage house, the pavilion, and we just renovated the Parker Grant Room, which is the building right next to the carriage house. It was called the Parker Room Forever. Then
Which is where the kids get picked up from camp?
that's the carriage house.
That you rent. That's
That-
where we had a
because
birthday party.
not every building has bathrooms. Like our buildings are antiquated; they're old. So
You get
usually
porta
for like
potties.
events, we have and we have them.
Yeah.
But there's the barn is our special thing,
Yeah.
so we don't usually rent it
That
out.
was the most. So Danny came with me to pick up Chance yesterday, and so Danny went to that camp from when he could 7, I guess, until he couldn't until I guess 14 or 15. And that was his big notice yesterday. He's like, "Oh, they moved the porta potties." And I was like, "What?" So yeah, they moved the porta potties. It's like I didn't notice. I don't know that I've ever used the porta potties, but I'm glad
We
you.
also have a Clivus toilet, which is a compostable toilet that Lee Avery Williams donated to the NRT a few years ago. So it's a beautiful facility, and it's right across from the barn. It's a Clivus compostable toilet.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Is it like it's enclosed? It's it's like an outhouse.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's very cool.
Well, I guess I'll have to save up for a
I
trip.
feel like it's a little bit of it's a step up from a regular porta potty.
Yeah. What are you doing? Where are you going? I think I'm going to go stop by Sheep Pasture and try out the compostable
It's
toilet.
also lovingly known as Lee's Reading Room.
Oh, got it.
There's a little sign up there.
When did he donate? I mean, he passed away.
I want to say
What, he just passed away 4 or 5 years ago.
it was probably around that. Yeah.
Well.
Yep.
Left
I
it-
never even knew. I had to Google. I worked there. I didn't
Yeah.
even know what a Clivus toilet was.
I don't either.
I have
And
no idea.
now I know. You don't have to move it.
No.
Huh.
Nope.
Because most of those outhouse things, you have to.
No, this is like a whole. I mean, I guess you could, but we don't have to. It has a little ramp. It's ADA accessible.
Wow.
It's very cool.
This whole thing just took a complete turn for. What is over there? A compostable toilet.
Yes, a compostable toilet.
That's I was just
Very eco-friendly.
I was just in Alaska last week, and there's a lot of outhouses and
You're in Alaska. That's very cool.
yeah, I was
Not
in
been. That's a
yeah,
bucket
I was
list.
there. I was in Juneau, so which didn't get there was the earthquake and tsunami risk yesterday, so
That's right.
missed that. Yeah.
What was the travel like there for you? How long does it take to get to Juneau? Did you have to take a little?
Yeah, so no,
plane?
Juneau is you fly to Seattle most of the time. You either fly to Minneapolis, St. Paul, Los Angeles or Seattle. And then from Seattle, it's 900 miles, so it's 2.5 hours. So it's 6 hours to Seattle, and then depending on, like, I had a 3-hour layover, so it's 6 hours to Seattle, 3-hour layover, 2 hours. So it's a 12-hour day. 14 hours. It was 14 hours. I think it was delayed longer. And then the flight back, I left at 5 a.m. Alaska time, and I got in at 8 p.m.
Now, is this just like a vacation trip,
No,
or was
no,
this
no,
like a work
no, I
trip?
haven't been on a vacation trip to Alaska yet. The vacation trip to Alaska will be a cruise, and I'll probably be in a walker because that seems to be what the timing of it looks like. But yeah, yeah. No, if you want to do a cruise, like everybody that
I never want to do a cruise. Just
I don't
gonna
either,
put
but
that there.
yeah, no, but Alaska cruises are different.
I've
Like
heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You go to see glaciers and you go in places that anyone else
could
couldn't
go.
go.
On a boat in the middle of, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's the inner waters. It's not like
Yeah, I would do one of those like European river cruises where there's a quick escape and you can
the
swim to
small
shore
boats,
maybe if you
yeah.
wanted to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's I don't know. I watch how long it takes to dock and to move. That's the only thing. Like I could see the dock and I want to get off. Like I would probably need a room with no window.
That's like even when you fly and you have to wait, if you're sitting at the back of the plane and you have to wait for everyone to get off before you can get off. Like even that's painful for me.
There's got to be an easier way with that.
There has to be.
So
sometimes I'll let you out the back of the plane, depending, but never really often. Travel sometimes just has its unfortunate complexities that make me not want to do it.
My flight from Seattle, so I was sitting up close to the front. I was the first row after first class, which is like you're better off sitting in the back because then you don't see all the good food and all the drinks and everything while you get.
It's a lot of FOMO
while you're getting pretzels
when you're first class adjacent.
Yeah. Pretzels, and it's like, can I get a second water? Like on the second go around. When we're back 4 hours from now, you can ask for another water. We might give it to you. And up that front, they've got nice crystal glasses, the whole thing. Yeah. So, but I always like to be as close because I don't. You're right. I don't want to be sitting in the back, like just for waiting.
Quick exit.
Waiting
just
purposes.
Always a quick exit strategy.
And there was two kids, a son and a daughter, and the father, and then the mother was sitting in the back, and there was something that happened that the son really wanted his mom. He was upset, and I was sitting in the aisle across from the three, and I was like watching the whole thing, and I was like, hey, you know what? I'll sit in your seat. Where is it? And she's like, no. And then a couple minutes later, she's like, oh, I'll take your seat. So I offered it. That's
and nice.
Well, I don't know that I intend. Like I wanted to. I was stuck with the gesture. Like I felt like I was in a tough spot. Like I felt like I had to ask, but I really didn't know where she was sitting, and I was hoping like maybe the father would say, "Hey, I'll go sit in your seat." And, yeah. So no, that didn't happen, and so then I got. After a couple minutes, she said, "Oh yeah, you can take my seat," and so I had a middle seat, even better, in the back, and the difference between. Well, the big thing is what's nice about sitting in the back and waiting is you don't have to wait for your bags. Like if you're sitting up front and you go down the baggage claim, you have to wait for your bags. Yeah. But by the time you get to, if you're in the back of the plane and you're waiting, there you are. You're just like, oh, there's my bag. Let's just go.
For another.
Yeah, there's always a wait involved. So
it's an equitable trade, though.
Yes, yeah. We went from compostable toilets to Alaska to sitting where we sit on a plane.
As Adam can contest. Or attest. Usually, I kind of go on these diatribes and take people on a very interesting journey in our dialogues. Yeah. Sorry.
Adam, why didn't you warn me about this one? Give me a little heads up. Huh?
Sorry.
Good stuff.
You can edit this all out.
Oh no, Adam
That's
doesn't.
Also the joy.
He doesn't edit anything. See that? We've got 15 minutes and 42 seconds.
Listen, there's so much we can cover.
Oh, absolutely.
But do you want to talk about? So we can go back. We can put the train back on the tracks.
Let's rewind. Let's go someplace after the knot fire, and someplace before the compostable toilet.
Right, somewhere in between.
Somewhere in between all.
Somewhere in between. But you're going to actually come and speak to our campers.
Yes.
On its very last week. So again, when we talk about the things that make me excited, it's community, uplifting, mentoring, and so I'm very excited. To provide this enrichment for our campers. I think what I've heard, clearly I've heard you speak more than once.
Yeah.
I was just back on maternity leave at Haynes Group when you came to speak.
Which wasn't memorable, apparently, which I get it. It's
I
fine.
also would like to just state that I had just back from maternity leave. Right? Like, it's probably not even functioning. I don't even, I got there. Sorry.
I got to be honest with you. It was my first go around. It couldn't have been that good.
And I probably was back on maternity leave. I probably wasn't really that good at my job either when I first came back. Sorry. Sorry, Haynes Group. But I was at the event and I listened to you speak. Was it the Chamber of Commerce? I'm trying to think of where it was. It was recently. It was just like in the last 2 or 3 months.
I did a 3-minute thing at the Be Inspired Together. I did a Chamber of Commerce thing last year.
Yeah, maybe it was Be Inspired. It might have been.
I did the Lions Club. Yes. Were you at the Lions Club at the VFW? Were you really?
That's a good time.
It
was Lions Club. Woo! Maybe that's what it was. But I was. I really love. I love listening to you speak, and I love the message, and I love that. I think, no matter what I do in life, as long as it's genuine, it's always well received. And I feel like that's kind of the lane that you live in. It's always very genuine. And so I was like, oh, if you do like kid things and motivational speaking, I think you should come and talk to our campers. So do you know what you're going to say and how you planned it out?
No, I'm going to probably have your program manager now that I know.
My assistant.
Your assistant. She's on the
wait list.
Literally
climbing the walls before.
Well, I don't blame her. I mean, Adam made this room like a jungle gym. I climb around the wall myself.
After 9 hours of doing a book reading on tape, she's starting again. But I'm very excited. So
I listen. No, I've been listening to Chance. So first of all, I don't talk to kids much. I talk to them on interesting requests. So I did a summer camp at Stonehill for I gotta remember what the camp was called, but it was like music and it's dance. It's not like the camp like NRT's camp. It's arts and theater. And so they were actually the only group that didn't cancel an event when COVID hit. So I was originally supposed to do that in 2020. And then they ultimately had to cancel, and I went back in 2021. I talked to 450 kids, but they were ages. They were in grades like 7 to 12. Kids are tough. like
whether they're yours or someone else's.
Yeah,
and you have to
kids
keep them engaged. Yes.
Well, the thing is like, I'm 50. Turned 50 last month, and like what second grade looked like for me is a very different second grade for our kids right now. Pressures, anxiety, outside social influence, like just all of the stuff that kids get thrown at them. Like, it's crazy. It was funny because the day after we talked, I was like, I don't even know what I would talk to a second grader. And I actually went to a site visit at an elementary school in Connecticut, and I took some pictures because this is first, second, and third grade. Here it is. And these students wrote, the high school students wrote, what are your plans after high school? And it's, the only work that matters is your own. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. Like, these are posters for second graders to read in an elementary school that the high school kids are trying to say, hey, be yourself.
Yeah. Like, I was actually just going to say the things that I
focus on yourself. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. Because the pressures, I think the social pressures, I think just come earlier. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, listen.
Well, kids are smart.
I was just an awkward, quirky kid, but I was nice. Yeah. So I stayed kind of above the fray until high school came, where if you're quirky and nice, like, it doesn't really serve you well. Yeah. We survived those years. But I think those social dilemmas and anxieties and like, where do you fit in? If you don't play a sport, sometimes it can be difficult. Like all of those things, I feel like it comes younger, and I don't know if that's just the way that they're
just exposed to so much. Like, I thought about this flight that I was just on. When I think about when I was in second grade, I flew to California with my mother, and people either read or they talked or they journaled or wrote something. Like, there wasn't Wi-Fi. There wasn't a library of 500 movies. And like, I'm sitting in the aisle and I'm looking at just the movies that I can watch. And I'm sitting here going, if my son was with me, I couldn't watch 98% of
those
them.
things, yeah.
And people just watch this stuff.
And like the screens are there.
Yeah. So, I mean, I
and-
think kids are exposed, unfortunately, kids are exposed way earlier to so much more stuff.
Yeah.
That causes them question. And kids are smart. Like
They're
kids are
processing things way earlier than what they have to process.
yeah,
And,
way earlier than they should.
yeah.
And so they don't know how to process a lot of that stuff. And I don't think that they know where, where the outlets are and everything else. And I mean, I'm very fortunate. Our he lives life happy. Like he, and he does things,
He even
slowly.
walks like a happy kid.
Oh yeah. He just
Chance has got
he just
a
smiles.
gait. It's just
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He struts like a peacock.
He does strut.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah.
strutting.
He,
It's a happy strut.
Yes, yesterday when Danny surprised him, I'm standing there. I'm like, I thought he'd be all excited, and he just had like this little like, hey, I'm cool. There's my brother, and then he comes out and he's like, hey, check me out, and I'm like, what? And he says, yeah. So, but
So confidence.
yeah, he's got some confidence, and so, but I'm working on because I looked at the group today. If that's the group
Yeah.
in 2 weeks, I'm like, what am I going to talk to these kids about? Maybe I'll just give them stickers. That just might
Stickers and popsicles.
Yeah, stickers and popsicles.
You could lead with the stickers
Adam,
and popsicles.
you want to come with me? We'll do stickers and popsicles. I owe Adam some stickers. I got my.
He's like, you owe me a lot more than stickers, buddy.
I got my sticker.
Oh.
Yeah, there I am.
Oh my god.
I got an avatar sticker. Yeah, I took
pretty good.
the idea from Jerry, our last guest, and had stickers made. So Adam, it's of course in pure me moment, I'm like, hey, check out my sticker, and I was like, I'll take a couple. I didn't bring them, so I got to come back tomorrow. So bring avatar stickers. But
I need an avatar sticker.
yeah, no, I think that I think the sense of community is in what you're doing and what your program is doing and other programs in the town are doing. I think is something that others should take note. And I think the surrounding towns take advantage of NRT programming.
Yeah, I mean, I think more so from the school programming, but I don't know how many passersby other.
No, but that's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
are there other? Because I know Easton pulled back some of their programming.
They did. So we are talking with Brockton, which I'm really excited about.
That'd be
Brockton
great.
Public Schools. I think that's a demographic of students and families that don't have a ton of open green space with a ton of I mean, they have GW Fields Park, which is a huge park, but they don't have a ton of conservation nature land. So that's something that's happening, and I think the more we offer and engage and try to trickle out into the neighboring communities, Norton, Mansfield, Brockton, I don't know who else, Stoughton, to get other families to come. So there's some people that don't even know that we're here, to even just take a walk.
Well, you just named a bunch of towns, and other than Sharon being part of Borderland, because it's called Borderland because it borders 3 towns, 4 towns. None of those towns and city. Well, I mean, I guess kind of DW Fields Park is a large park in Brockton, but that it doesn't have programming. It's just a park.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's Shep Pasture you guys are like the only game in town that has actual programming and has everything set up for. Have you looked at where the closest one is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, Borderland does do programming, but they don't do to the extent that we have. But it is something that we're working on to really extend the reach. Yeah. Again, that equitable.
Yeah. I mean, Blue Hills
program
is probably the closest.
Yeah, I think so.
Something.
Yep. Because we also have animals, and that's also another feature that not a ton of other. So there's a lot of parks that have programs, but ours is it's a very specific lane.
Yeah.
We do a lot of
cool stuff. A lot of lanes.
Yeah, we do a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah. No, that's great.
So if you haven't been,
Shep Pasture NRT, join.
Come on,
go in the entrance. Don't go in the exit, and don't exit out the entrance. That's like the number one thing I think that is like probably a pet peeve, but also like you have to understand like those people like for the longest time you could go in either entrance, and now you guys have signs. And yesterday this guy almost came in hot. He came in hot into the exit and almost hit me, and then he He like did. I was just kidding. Like did like a U-turn and spun around, but felt like really dumb. And then I'm sitting there going like, I'm feeling like a jerk for getting mad. But he almost hit me. So I think we need a bigger exit sign. That might be something to
We could do that.
look for a grant. Just get a big like, do not enter.
It's
here.
really only for camp that we do it. We only do it that way for
See, I
camp.
just got into the routine that's what you're supposed to do.
I will say the other. So yes, always. Suggestion box noted.
Yeah.
We are getting new signs. We're getting new signage. Maybe I'll do a big one for enter and exit. We do it specifically for camp because it's a steady stream of traffic.
Right. Well, the road's not wide enough for both ways.
No, and I feel like the entrance, the 261 entrance, the one that's further away from like Corfinio's Plaza, making a left out of that. If you're taking that as an exit, it's a tough left. It's a tough left. I recommend to all take the 307 exit.
So that's probably where the critical breakdown in communication, where people are doing what I don't believe they should be doing. They're going out the entrance. Yeah, I got it. Okay.
Better signage. Boom.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
Widen it. Oh, just hit the microphone. That's the first. Widen it. Widen the entrance exit. I guess I don't know. It's funny. Like it's like gridlock. One person goes in the wrong way, and
then we're just in trouble.
Yeah, it's just a huge mix up. So. As we close, we've got the NRT Harvest Festival is in October.
Sunday, October 5th.
Okay. October 5th.
We're having new entertainment this year, new things.
Okay.
We're doing a juggler unicycle. We're doing a new band.
But this is a big thing. Like this is all sorts of crafts and
big craft vendors, food trucks.
I had to throw I have been to it. I told Adam I don't think I've ever been to it. I'm not a big crowds groups.
Okay.
So
forgiven.
Yes.
But I feel like you can do something.
I went once. Yeah, I went. So I think I went once a long time ago. But there's a lot of people. There's a lot going on.
Yes.
There's crafts. There's tents.
It's
there's
like
vendors.
Your quintessential fall festival.
So that's October 5th.
Yep.
And what date is ECAT Day?
Oh yeah.
October 19th.
October 19th. That's gonna be at the NRT.
And so and Adam's telling me that there's going to be, fill me in, Adam, entertainment. There's going to be.
Are you singing?
Food trucks. No, I told him I'd do live podcasts right from the parking lot.
Live from the NRT.
And he's like, no, I don't want to be doing that.
From the foundation where the fire didn't happen.
He's got lots of other stuff. He's trying to talk me into a tiger costume. That's what we're talking about.
I did see that. I saw it in the office.
Getting the ECAT tiger costume. So that's October 19th. There's no camp space. Nobody can register for camp still.
No, we were waitlisted. You got to get in early.
Waitlisted. So
even
next
for like
year,
the summer, like the February vacation, April vacation, winter vacation, you got to get on that early.
And they got to get a membership because that's something that you didn't. I don't think you had to have a membership to go to the camps. That was like an option. Yeah. But now you have to have a membership, which I think is good. And what is a membership?
Families 75, individuals 45, and then we do discounted rates for seniors, military students for 35.
And one of the perks used to be you could park in front of that barn. That was members only, but I don't see the members only sign anymore. Is that gone?
Oh, yeah.
No more exclusive.
There's no like members only jacket.
There's no magical sticker that we have to have in the inside window.
Although we did get new bumper stickers, and there's some really cute ones.
I'll use that as my parking pass.
Okay.
Imaginary.
I'll allow it.
So how do people get a hold of getting their membership or asking questions or learning about programs? Where do they go? What do they do? Who do they call?
They can go to the website, nrtofeaston.org. And that's it houses all of those contacts, questions. You can sign up for events, sign up for a membership. I have an open office policy, so if you pop into the NRT campus, I'm always there. I'm there pretty much every day. Come on into the office and I can help take care of what you need. And then you can also send an email to info@nrtofeaston.org.
And you're a nonprofit, so you can go to and make a donation if you'd like and support the cause. Whether you want to be a Diamond Leaf supporter for $5,000 or a custom amount, so whatever you want. Every dollar counts because it goes to great programming for the town and helps continue to grow this to give for future generations. And if you've learned one thing from this podcast that is about me, is that I now know that the mansion did not catch on fire. So that's my day. And
we've unraveled some truths today.
Yes, we've unraveled some truths. The Borderland State Park mansion that still stands is made of stone. because they were worried about it catching fire.
They knew.
That I know it was that I know to be true.
Fires were a thing.
Yes, yeah. So I definitely messed up on that one. But no, this was great. Thank you first of all for giving to so much to the town and growing and really providing a vision. And Jean's amazing. I mean, she was there when Danny was first going and unbelievably helpful. Nathan's been phenomenal, and all the counselors. Everybody's just seems to be just a really
good team.
caring. Yeah,
I'm
it's
really
lucky. Great
really
team.
lucky.
Everybody's laughing over there. They're all having fun.
We have a good time.
Yeah, so that's important. So if you want to go and have a good time, have a laugh, swing by Sheep Pasture, start getting involved in the programs, get your kids registered early, go to these great events, and stay tuned for what's next, because I think you've got a lot of great things on the horizon. And go see the cows. The cows are cool. But just don't try to hop over the fence and ride them, because it's going to be a problem.
We
right?
deter that.
Yeah, we deter it. So that'll do it from us here. As I said in the beginning, the Audible has finished. We are actually going to do chop up chapters where if you read the book and you liked it, or even if you didn't like it, and you want to be a part of the Audible, we're going to actually do what's called a chapter chop up, which is after, I don't know if it's going to be all of them, but over a series of the chapters, we're going to have people that were in the book or people that read the book and got something out of it to share their thoughts, insight, ideas, ask me questions. If you want to purchase the book for a group of your leaders, I'm doing complimentary 1 hour Zoom, or if you're close enough, or if I'm in the area, I'll even come and sit with you. Ask Peach anything. So you can ask me anything about the book, the stories in it, my thoughts, ideas, not all necessarily right, but that's what it is. And you can go to BeAuSm.com, buy a book, click on that. Every book that you buy on BeAuSm.com, I personalize. So I've personalized all the 1,759, I think it was, first rollouts, pre-orders, and then every one after that. So, and lastly, I had this book is my first book. For those of you that are watching, and Howard Behar endorsed my book, who was a former president of Starbucks. And he was actually on my flight to Seattle. So he autographed my book.
No
Says
way.
to a guy who knows it all, it's all about the people. So that was a very cool experience. So Howard, thank you for autographing my book.
Coolest.
So that was the first thing that he said. It's the first time he's ever autographed somebody else's book. I was like, I think it's the first time anybody's ever done something like that, but it was pretty cool. So your ratings, reviews, everything, follows, shares, all that good stuff. Greatly appreciated. This is growing and going really, really well. So remember, if you can be anything, be awesome. Have a great day.
Come to you from underneath the peach blossom. It's time for an episode of BeAuSm. Find positivity throughout your life and work. Just like our mascot rooster, Steve the Jerk.